There's been some really big moments in my life, but everything really pales in comparison to this freaking gazebo. This thing's a game changer, dude.
So initially we were looking something like this, like a pool house. The problem is we got the quote back and it was not even finished, just the shell, and it was $30,000.
How about new, you crazy Dutch bastard?
So I said, hey hon, how about a gazebo? You know what's funny? When I was thinking about gazebos, everywhere I drove, I just was looking in backyards, I kept seeing gazebos. That effect is so weird.
You're looking at a 13 by 15 Sunjoy gazebo that I got from Lowe's. I think they sell them on Amazon. You can get them right from Sunjoy. So yeah, we decided to go with the gazebo. Now, it doesn't come with sides. It's just these 4 posts. And I built 2 sides over here and there to kind of just enclose it a little bit. We'll go through some of the overall stuff, and then I'll talk about the build and how to save a little bit of money when you get it. All right, the build, as you can see, it's a ton of cedar, and this is my go-to cedar of choice. It's at Lowe's. It's actually decking. I guess you could build a deck out of it, but I built this out of this out of it, that out of it. Meg's like, the whole house is gonna turn into cedar decking if you keep using it, but it's pretty sweet and it's rot resistant and looks pretty fresh. Also use a little trim board, as you can see here, to cover up screw holes. The trim makes it look clean. Don't see any screw holes. The neat thing is this thing really just comes in a kit, 2 boxes, and besides needing a hand to hold up a post while I screwed things in, I did it myself, and you definitely could too. You're gonna need a screwdriver, a hammer drill, a skill saw, a square, that's really a triangle, a level, some other stainless steel hardware for screws, and then specific concrete anchors. Think of like a drywall anchor, you know, that little gizmo you stick in the drywall and then the screw and it anchors it in. Kind of the exact same thing, but this little nugget goes into cement and you winch this down and it locks this thing in. Although you can install these on grass, there's a bunch of information on how to adhere it to wherever the heck you're putting it so it doesn't fly away. The build overall really was not that bad. I do recommend that you get a drill and adjust the settings so that it doesn't crank it down too tight. And once you get a good tightness, it goes and it stops. And you find that all these little bolts, find out whatever nut holds that bolt. So you can just go through and zip, 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 because it literally is a piece of IKEA furniture that turns into a building. And this is my biggest build I've done. And because I think it has a roof, that seems to be like the scariest thing, that I built something with a roof. Speaking of the roof's kind of cool. From the outside, it's black, but the inside, it's called a polycarbonate, so it lets light in, which is great. I installed some cantina lights here, which is cool to get some lighting, which is powered by solar. But on the outside of the build, I threw in these 2x4s on the wall here to really adhere it and secure it. Those are cement screwed in. There's that little solar panel that lights the cantina lights, but this is it from the outside, kind of blocks all the pool equipment. Yeah, hides all of our pool toys and a ton of pollen right now. Here's an example of that cement bolt anchor that really just locks this whole bad boy in. So when the nor'easters come, hopefully it stays put.
Saving money, first and foremost, I recommend you get the Business Pro card. And you don't actually have to business. You could tell them you're a professional knitter of cat sweaters and they'll give you the 4 Pros business credit card, which has cool things like 5% off and I think $20 delivery, which was great because this was a big thing that needed to be delivered. But more importantly, the big important thing with the business card is that anything that's over $1,500, they send to the Lowe's quote Pro Desk, whatever that is. And you can say, hey, this is for my knitting classes of cat sweaters. Can I get a discount? I'm a pro. And they knocked 17% off of the whole kit, which is pretty rad. The other saving one's a little bit unique to my situation, but clear as day, we got 2 forklift prongs stuck right into the side of this post. Which I went to Lowe's and said, hey, what can we do about this? And they knocked $400 off, which was pretty sweet. And the way I have it positioned, I've got that kind of siding covering it anyways. But another reason why I like going to Lowe's instead, imagine having to do that to Amazon, being like, hey, can I get a discount for damage? Amazon would be like, talk to our bot. Like, I just went to the manager and said, hey, look at this picture. What can you do for me? Pretty cool. Well, pretty neat. I never thought I'd build anything with a roof. So if I can do it, you can do it. I hope you have great success with your summer plans and make yourself a little oasis in the backyard. Go get it. Choo!